Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm quite fine, thanks very much. And today we have a quick kit review of the Porsche 944S Cabriolet from Italeri. You say, oh, another Italeri kit. Are you now going to... Well, we all know Italeri, as far as car models are concerned, are not the go-to company. It's not quite the Tamiya's of this world, not quite the modern Revell, and especially this one, which you see over here. That obviously is a kit which has its origins in the 80s. Italeri kit from the 80s? Really, Roland? Out of your mind? I got this one from my son. My youngest son bought that, visited him yesterday, and he said, I saw something which you like. And you know, the reason why I do like it is because I like the Porsches which are not 911. Now don't get me wrong, I like a 911 as much as the guy next door, but I particularly like these unloved Porsches like the 944, the 928, even the 924, the Porsches which were made in a very interesting time period in the mid-80s, where they tried to find alternatives to the 911 and make it look different to the 911. And I think that's a very, very interesting period in the Porsche area. They never were these kind of adventurous again. Now these days obviously they do the SUV version and that kind of what everybody does. But otherwise they're pretty much dangled down on the 911 and the Boxer kind of line, and that's about it. So I think it's quite interesting to look at the 944s, which was an amazing car. It really was, as you might, the elderly of you like me might remember. Very, very fast car indeed. A very modern car, lots of new technology in there, which only came later to many other brands. So let's have a look what is in that particular box. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the history of this particular kit. So here we are, the 944S Cabrio. Now we see it here on ScaleMates, has been around for quite some time. Now this particular one is a repop, not as old, from 2019, so that's quite cool, so it's not that old, but let's face it, it has been around for quite some time. First iteration is the one right over here. Here we go, the Porsche 944 Turbo. And come on, it's a good looking car, I really do think so. Then obviously there are lots of other iterations around here. There is the first Cabrio would look like this right over here. That's basically a repop of that particular kit, which we have a look at right now. Even the same rims, all the same stuff. So that's the kit we're looking at. A 2019 kit, which is a reiteration of a 1980s kit, and at the best of times, the 1987 Cabrio is probably the forefather of this particular one. So that's about it. That's where it comes from, so you know what to expect. Let's have a look what's in the box. So, and here we are, the Porsche 944S Cabrio from Italeri, and without further ado, let's see what is in this box. Well, let me show you the box first quickly. Here you go. On the side they have a couple of their other kits, a bit more about the car itself. It tells you that it is 17.5 centimeters in length, which is what is around about 6-7 inches. And here it gives you an idea of the decal sheet which we can find inside this box. Right, let's have a look then. Oh, sorry, hit the camera. Here we go. Right, we have, let's get this out of the way and make some space here for myself. We have the instruction sheet, which we're going to have a look right in it right now. We have chrome, we have plastic, and we have the decal sheet. Right, so nothing overly exciting here. It all very standard model kit basically, but Italeri as well. So, right. Now before we go to the decal sheet, quick look at the instruction sheet. Let's zoom this in just a little bit. Here we go. Right. So you start out with the spruce, so you can check if everything is in there. Color call out is here at the bottom. Here it also shows you the parts which you don't need because it's a Cabrio. Very nice. And then you start right over here. It tells you how to get the chassis together, the gearbox at the back, suspension right over here. Here we have the exhaust, engine parts right over here, wheels, interior right over here. Then we already are at the glass, the body. Put all three together, get the wipers on, get the lid on, and the trim and bumpers, mirrors, stuff like that right over here. And here it gives you an idea of a color call out. The body colors are either the Tamiya TS45, 49, 42 or 14. So it's dark grey, light grey, red, and kind of a off Wimbledon white. And that's about it. That's all you get as far as the instructions are concerned. A decal sheet is right over here. Let's get a bit closer here again. There you go. You see some Porsche decals right over here. You get the dashboard instruments. You get a whole myriad of registration plates. Italy, Switzerland, Germany, all here, France. So you can make it whatever you want it to be. And then we have a couple of Porsche emblems and turbo emblems right over here. And that's about it. That is the decal sheet, because it's not a racing version or anything, so it's just the normal decals which you would see on a normal Porsche 944. And let's have a look at the chrome. These are the wheels. Here you go. That looks very shiny indeed, so you probably would like to tone that down. I would certainly like to tone that down a little bit with a semi-gloss clear, just to give it a bit more of a less toyish shine. Then we have mirrors right over here, and I think that goes into the center of the wheels, which we have right over there. Here you go. Chrome parts are that. Then we have a huge one bag of plastic. Let's open this up. Yeah, as Italeri does, we have found out that's how they do things. They just have that all very tightly wrapped. Here we go. So let's start with the tires. What do they look like? Let's get one out here. Here we go. Tires need a bit of tender loving care, so you will need to sand them a little bit. They also have a little bit. Here you go. There's some branding on there. Let's see if we together, hey, come here, if we together can see what it says. Looks like we are, I don't know, here it says GDX. It gives you the size. Don't see the brand. Maybe there's a decal for the brand. I didn't see one. You remember seeing a decal? Maybe they didn't get the license and couldn't brand it, but at least the tire size is on there. Let me put on my glasses, maybe I can see better. Here, yeah, it says 280 45 VR G8X, and that's about it. And then we have these MT label, which I just showed you right here on top. Right, so the tires. We can once again have a quick look at the decal sheet if I see any tire decals, round tire decals on there. No, there's nothing. So yeah, probably Continental, but I can't tell you for sure. Right then, let's have a go at the bottom pan, which is right over here. Here you go. Very plain, and here is the bottom side. It's crisp. That's not a problem, so there's no problem with the crispness. Needs a bit of tender loving care, but otherwise not too bad. Not too bad. Glass we have as well, transparent parts. Here we have the front window, and then we have different lights right over here and over here, and that's about it. That's all you get as far as transparent parts are concerned. A windshield and a couple of lights. Right, then we have this one here, which is grey silverish, as in old Italeri fashion. We have some engine parts, suspension parts right over here, a bottom pan. We have the brakes, which you can detail a little bit. You know, you can do the brake calipers a little different color, so that is there for you. That's what you want to do. Other suspension parts, gearbox, and that is about it. Belt assembly right over here, and that should give you a pretty good idea what we are looking at. And then the last sprue, yeah, we are already at the last sprue. It's right over here, which is mostly, it appears, interior, inside doors. These are the back part of the seats. We have the dashboard right over here, which is not bad. You can detail that nicely. Not bad at all. We have exhaust parts and outlets right over here, as we have over here. Other bottom parts, we have this frame over here, which we don't need. That actually would have been the back part of the normal 944, or I'll show you with my fingers, but I can't see in the camera. This one, yeah, that's what be on the normal 944, certainly a part you don't need. We have a wiper, some more suspension parts, gear lever right over here. Seats don't look bad at all. Not brilliant, but they don't look bad. And then we have the interior with a nice carpet kind of texture, which is very cool. Well, this part you're not going to see anyway, because it is a cabrio, so this is closed here. At the back there's no big window, and here we have the drive shafts right over here. And then last but certainly not least, the body, which looks a lot better than what you saw on the box art. The box art, it looks a little bit looks squished, but it actually is not. Looks very nice. The handles are molded in. Not always a huge fan of that, but there it is. We have even the cover is molded in, so that means you will have to very nicely tape that off when you paint it, which obviously is not impossible, so that's what we're gonna do. And especially also here, that top part, which needs to be black, so we'll have to have a nice go at that as well. So that's not brilliant. We have some parts which needs lots of tender loving care, quite a few seams here over here. There's a bit of flash right over there, and the bonnet actually has just been attached here, so you cut that out. Obviously I will cut that out, and then you can just use it as a normal hood or bonnet. Obviously this is if somebody wants to build it just as a curbside. You can just as well leave it in, I suppose. Right, and that's about it. There you can see the inside of the bonnet has a bit of molding going on, so that's actually very, very nice. And that's about it. That's the whole thing. That's all we have to offer on the 944S Cabrio from the fine folks over at Italeri. It's what it is, not more and not less. And lots of people will, you know, pull their noses up for that, and that's fair enough. You know, it's not a brilliant kit, but it is what it is. I always buy kits for their subject. Look at the AMG kits you get. Jeez, compared to some of those, this is still very, very good. So I suppose we're having fun building this, and this is not an expensive kit. So if you like those kind of Porsche, go for it, man. Go for it. Anyway, let's go back upstairs and say goodbye. And here we are, back upstairs with the 944S Cabriolet from Italeri. I think it's not a bad kit. No, it's a typical Italeri kit from the 80s. So you know what you let yourself in for. It goes together good enough. So, and even if you might have, you know, a bit of a higgledy-piggledy every now and again, easy to solve. You see, it's not a complicated kit. Can get it together very nicely. Obviously you can do it a very nice color. I have something in mind which I would like to try on this one. A silver base with some purple. Man, I bought this paint the other day, and I'm wondering if I'm not going to use it for that. Here it is. That's what I'm on about. It is the Mr. Color GX Clear Purple, so a bit of a silver underneath and then GX Clear Purple over it, just to make it look a bit different. I think that'll look alright. Right, and that's about it. Kit is no expensive, so if you would like to build a nice Porsche kit, which not everybody is building, no 911 but a 944, and in that case a 944 Cabrio, which we are not lots of around and are not lots around these days, I think that would be a nice one to build. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a nice week further on, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.